Big Red Duke. Oh, wait. Hi. Hi, people. And yes, I feel like this hat is necessary for reasons that you may or may not have figured from the title. Yes, we're going to be going over, well, my ideas on what the second Power Rangers movie, or hopefully would involve as far as like cast and plot points. As we saw with the end of the first movie, it will involve Tommy at the very least. What would be interesting though is if they involved and introduced Bulk and Skull as well, and have them somewhat heavy in the story. Mainly so that and have their interaction with Tommy have because Bulk and Skull are, at least as far as the series went, were used as comedic devices, I guess. They could still bring that through the movie, and even have that interaction with Tommy, and have that interaction being say when Tommy gets his he or she, gender isn't a question here. When Tommy gets their power coin, it's say Bulk and Skull's in the area, and they say Bulk and or Skull are they're both in the area. They find they find Rita's staff, but the power coin is missing, and the coin is laying somewhere in the area. And then Tommy just happens to be in that same area, and Tommy finds the coin, and make that more so the plot of the story being Rita's more or less controlling Tommy through the coin, and she wants him to wants Tommy to get this the rest of her Goldar staff back, which now Bulk and Skull have because they found it. And then be this whole back and forth thing of Tommy more or less looking around, going after Bulk and Skull, trying to get that, while then at some point Bulk and Skull are running around trying to figure out how are pretty much playing around with it, trying to get try and pretty much make Goldar and or the putties themselves, just because they're Bulk and Skull. And then just have that whole scenario, because they're in the series, they were, like I said, comic relief characters. So the whole time they're messing around with the staff, they can't get it to work. And the few times they do, it's just moving, because the putties are moving rocks, as we see in the first movie. So they say they move a few rocks, or they do make Goldar, or to some degree get Goldar to somewhat start working. So they see random pieces of gold that wasn't, because at this point it depends on how much of a time skip they want to do for the plot. Is it a couple weeks, months, or up till I would say maybe 2 months, 2.5 months at most of a time skip. And the town at that point would be mostly, if not completely, rebuilt from the damage that Rita did. And just through and the reasoning why Bulk and Skull would be finding it is because they saw footage and pictures of Rita herself holding the staff, and then saw the video of her flying into the air and dropping it. So it's they and at some point they go looking for it, find it, and this whole thing happens. would be an interesting storyline, a plot device, pretty much, to, just for them to have it and Tommy to be looking for it. Then it was like near the end of the movie, like the Rangers, like the couple times that Tommy is like going after Bulk and Skull, the Rangers do get involved, pretty much telling them to stop. And like that's pretty much like the whole story and plot line for the second, or what I could see happening for this plot line. Yeah, and like the whole thing with like at the end, like say at the end of the movie, it's like one big final like, because it wouldn't be Power Rangers without the Zord fight. So like the end of the movie would be the Megazord versus the Dragon Zord, like in the middle of town, like destroying the middle of town again. And then like at the end of the fight, like there's some kind of like, unless they want to extend it into like a third, like because I heard they plan on making like 8 or 9 Power Rangers movies. So unless they want to expand it into the like a third movie, Tommy could easily switch to being good at the end of it after being beat. Or like they could have it like in the third movie, he's still like evil, and then they have like this, and he's trying to get back at the Rangers again, like at the Rangers again, but he gives up on like getting Rita's staff, and Rita somehow gets back to Earth regardless, like with or without it. So leave comments or like and rate what you guys think. Comment below on how you think about my possible plotline theory-ish, I guess, idea. And let me know. And subscribe. So yeah. Peace. Banana. So I guess before getting into this, oh, well, already into it. To add, me and like a friend of mine were joking before the first movie. Like this was several years, like back in 2013, before the first movie came out. There and the idea of the Power Rangers movie was just, or at least like for the first one, was just an idea, and there were rumors going around for it. Me and a friend of mine were joking, like, oh yeah, like me and like how like me and him would be, or could be, or and more or less try to be Bulk and Skull for the movie, which was just a stupid idea. But hey, pretty sure neither, like, I'm pretty sure we're both, me and him are both up for the idea. Cause, just look at me. All this pudge. I can pull off Bulk pretty well, I guess. As the hat might argue. But that's my personal opinion. And as far as me and my friend's joke goes, yes. But so I'll leave links into descriptions for my to my Twitch and Twitter, so that you can catch me doing all the fun things. So, peace out.